Greetings, YouTube. In a shocking turn of events, I actually have good news concerning a Muslim community center being built in Tennessee. Pastor Steve Stone found out that they were going to build a center next to his church in Cordova, which apparently is part of Memphis, Tennessee. His first reaction was alarm. His second reaction? He put up a sign that said, "Welcome neighbors." That's right, folks. The church pastor stepped up to the plate and asked himself the somewhat cliched question, what would Jesus do? And his answer was, he would welcome the neighbors into the neighborhood. I personally was stunned. I thought at first it must be an aberration. But it is really refreshing to encounter a group of Christians who actually seem to act like Christ. Really refreshing. No protests, no hate speech, no death threats. In fact, until the Muslim Center is completed, they're allowing the community, the Muslim community, to use their church for their prayers, specifically during Ramadan, which is going on right now until the first light of the new moon, I believe, is what signifies the end of Ramadan. And I think today was or this weekend, is Saturday, my birthday, is actually going to be the new moon, total, no dark, no light whatsoever. So sometime next week, when the first sliver of the new moon comes out, that will then be the end of Ramadan. And I was just really happy to hear about this. The article does mention that there have been controversies in the United States in a number of different places, and they do mention the Murfreesboro, Tennessee Islamic Center, which has caused a number of people to get very upset in that community. And I've done a video on that. Intolerance in Tennessee, I believe is what I called it. And I've gotten quite a few hits on that as far as comments are concerned, and a lot of people are very unhappy, which is kind of sad. But I seem to have been able to actually communicate with a number of people and get them to understand that not all Muslims are a danger to you. And in fact, millions of them are peace-loving individuals who just want to get along with their lives. Now, one thing I did find interesting is someone contacted me yesterday with a misunderstanding about what the nature of Islam is. And at the very heart of what it is to be a Muslim is something called the 5 pillars of Islam. Now, these are 5 aspects of the faith that you have to follow. And if you follow these 5 aspects, you are Muslim. And these aspects are, you have to declare that Allah is the one and only God. You have to pray 5 times a day. Interestingly, originally it was 3 times a day. It was later changed to 5 times a day. You have to fast during the month of Ramadan during daylight hours. So it's a hard job. It's hard to do if you have a day job. But some of the people I work with who are Muslim, they work at night. They have an easier task of it. You have to take care of the poor by giving alms. I think it's 2.5% of your income is what the recommendation is, but I'm not positive. And if you are physically able and financially able, you are required to make the pilgrimage to Mecca in Saudi Arabia. I know a number of people who have made that trip, and if once you've made that trip, it's called your Hajj, H-A-J, and that is, like I said, a major step in your commitment to the Islamic faith. And that's it, folks. Sharia law, not part of the Quran. Wanting to go murder people, not part of Islam. Yes, there are passages in the Quran which can be taken to justify violence. But I can do the same thing with the Torah or the Bible. Reasonable people, Jews, Christians, and Muslims, are quite capable of being peace-loving. It isn't something that only Jews and Christians can pull off, or only Buddhists, or only Shintos, or Hindus, or anything else. Everyone is capable of doing this. The fact that there are a billion peaceful Muslims in the world kind of support that. There are a few that are radical asshats. every religion has its radical asshats. You know, it's not something that is particularly endemic to the Islamic faith any more than any other trait is endemic to any other faith. They're groups of people, folks. Most of them are nice. Some aren't. And that can be said of a whole lot of things. So, I'm really glad that today, at least, I can bring you good news about a community center being built in America, in Tennessee, that's being welcomed by its neighbors. It made me smile when I read the article, and I'm hoping that you will read it and enjoy it as well. Won't you be my neighbor?